Hello again, everybody, and welcome into Daily Da Vinci with me, Ken Stout of Ken Stout Live. Kind of my secondary channel, so to speak, things I like to do. Thought I would show you, I was messing around a while ago, and I wanted to show a couple things that I forgot to show the last couple of days. And I'm thinking maybe this will be a premiere. Well, me saying that makes it not sound right because I'm not. It's Friday the 30th, last day of June, as we all know. Anyway, my thoughts were I was going to show you some things, and then my thoughts changed again. You might notice the camera has changed just a little bit because I was messing around in OBS with some things, and I got to here, and it kind of gives you that max headroom effect. I'm not a good max headroom, so and that'll tie into what I'm getting ready to show you guys anyway. I actually shot something a while ago, and I liked kind of how the ending was, so I'm going to implement it somewhere. I just don't know where yet. So while I was sitting here preparing, another thought came across my mind that right now this is an untitled project, and I'm just messing around. And I'm actually going to cover something that Doug Betts dropped a link into, which, by the way, thank you, Doug. And I will make sure I mention that again today and tomorrow and the next day and the next day and the next day and whatever. It took me a minute to figure it out because the guy was just short and the guy didn't really explain a lot, and he missed a couple things, which I have this problem personally with people that move at 7,000 miles an hour and they don't really explain anything, and or they have music in the background and you don't know what's going on. So I eventually did figure it out. That's why you see the gaps in these things over here, right here. And I'm going to go ahead and turn on the thing that Sean Gallagher got for me, which is SwordSoft Mousetrack. Thank you, Sean. Again, I cannot emphasize the contributions to the subscribers and the people that follow me on not only Ken Stout Live, but on Daily Da Vinci debacle. It's just overwhelming. And I need to use this more often. I've got to get better at it. So I'm going to use it for right now. I'm going to just get it out of the way because I want to emphasize on Da Vinci, because Greg Guy called me today and he said, Ken, I missed today's Da Vinci. Could you redo it? I said, sure. So I'm going to do that. You've got show spotlight, live draw, live zoom, mouse click, and mouse stroke, or show keystroke. So the keystroke is simply this. If I hit space and this, it's showing up on my other monitor for some reason, and I'm not sure why that is. I need it to show up over here. So that means I got to do one or two things right off the top of my head. I either have to figure out how to move this, which I don't think is possible, to here, and it's not, or I need to go into settings and see if there's something over here in settings so that I can actually define what screen this is going to show up on. As you all know, I have 4 monitors, 4 screens, or whatever you want to call it. I can. It says screen right here, and primary screen. Primary screen, I'm not sure what that is. So let's go. I know Zoom recognizes this monitor as 4, and I believe OBS recognizes it as at 4. So we're going to try that. We're going to hit shift space. Nope, it is not 4. That is actually my 4th monitor. So let's go with screen number 1, shift space, and that's showing up on there. So my guess is going to be this is going to be screen number 2. And nope, got to be, of course, screen number 3. When I hit shift space, there it is. Ta-da! All right, thanks for watching. Be sure to tune in again tomorrow for another adventure of Daily Da Vinci or SwordSoft Mousetrack. Say that 10 times fast. So get that out of the way. So now you'll get to see when I say what I'm doing, you'll get to see it and it'll kind of sort of make sense. So what am I doing? Well, first and foremost, I did some things where I went in there and I reduced things down to seconds or frames or whatever. I believe it was frames. And there was gaps. And I, for the life of me, didn't know how to get rid of the gaps. Well, it never dawned on me I guess you can right click right here, go up to edit, and then go to delete gaps. Man, that doesn't work. This is what took me a minute to figure out. To get rid of the gaps, if you're just getting started and you end up with a lot of gaps, or you end up with gaps between your stuff, it'll happen, I'm sure. All you got to do is highlight, go up here to edit, come down here to delete gaps, and when you click on it, you'll see that it deleted everything I did. Now I'm going to Control Z, and it gets rid of it, and then I'm going to uncheck it. So I don't want this to butt up to that or get next to that. I want this to be like that. And again, edit right here, edit right here, delete gaps, and it's gone. So now when I play this, there's a reason. I am going to go ahead and mute the music. I don't need the music playing, so I'm going to mute the music. I don't need it right now. I eventually will bring the music back in, but not right now. So then there's a little bit, there was a gap before, now there's not. And then we get into that, and then that'll play, and it'll go to the end. So that's how you get rid of the gaps. The Guy Short was really pretty good, I thought. I never even thought about looking up here and doing this. So in that respect, it was real good. What I didn't like is he did not mention the fact that you have to highlight what your gap is and then go to delete gap by going to the edit button and then delete gaps. And my guess is if you have more than one gap, so let's just experiment with this. Let's put a gap there. Let's put a gap here, and just highlight this one. Now I also included the soundtrack in that, so this will be interesting. We'll go to edit, delete gaps, and nothing happened. Probably because I included the soundtrack. So we'll try it again. Edit, delete gaps, and they go away. So yes, you're going to have to, again, Control Z. If I want to get rid of all these gaps, and let's say I've got 10 or 15 gaps, you're going to have to remember to come in here, not get the soundtrack, and then come up here to edit, delete gaps, and it didn't work. That's interesting. So let's try that again. Maybe I'm doing something wrong. Wouldn't be the first time. Nope. So can you only do, now the way he demonstrated it, it looked like it got rid of all the gaps. So now interesting. I can't get rid of this gap. So if I come over here and do this, I really wish this was hotkeyable and or keyboard. It's not. You can't see, you don't see any keyboard shortcuts over here. So delete gaps. That worked. Now, why am I having issues with this one? If I come up here and hit edit and delete gaps, it's still not allowing me to do that. This is weird. Now, I think I can come in here and grab this and edit. Nope, I can't. I would have thought I could have, though. I don't know why. I've got speculation as to why this one cannot do that. That's actually a cutout of a different picture, so that's entirely possible. All right, so I'm going to Control Z this, get that back to there, and we are good to go for now. All right, second thing I wanted to point out. So I have all this media right here, in here, and this is in the master media, and then if I open up the master, I have text. What I wanted to do, and I don't need this any longer because I have the individual pictures, or do I have the individual pictures? Apparently I do not have the individual pictures. I thought I did. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll figure out what happened there. You can Control Z it and close the media pool and go back over here. Get rid of it. Close the media pool. Yeah, they're still there. I thought so because they're all still pictures. So back to what I'm trying to explain. I'm going to start putting things in bins. For example, if I want my text, I've got 3 pictures in there right now, and I've got 2 text and an adjustment clip. And the adjustment clip is the same as this adjustment clip. So I actually recreated this, but I'm gonna get rid of the adjustment clip. Goodbye, by hitting the backspace. Now if I grab the adjustment clip and bring it down here, obviously it's too long. So if I were to play this, then it's got what I want. And that's kind of cool, except it's too long. I only want this adjustment clip to be over this right here. And I may leave that effect in there. That looks pretty cool. And then it goes back to normal. Or I may go back to just the regular binoculars and leave it like that. I don't know yet. I'll decide as I go along. The point that I wanted to make was I'm going to come back over here to the master. I'm going to right click and I'm going to click new bin. And it brings it in here, bin number 1. I'm going to right click and I'm going to rename the bin. And this is going to be photo media. Hit enter. I'm going to open it. And then I'm going to drag these in there. And then I'm going to go grab these in there. And I'm not doing this because it's me. Seriously, I'm not. It may seem like it. And I'm going to try something. This I know probably can go in there, so I'm going to drag it. It can. And I'm going to also see if I can grab these and drag them in there. And I can't. Ah, sweet. I didn't think that would work, but that's cool that it did. All right. Now you're asking yourselves, why did I do that? Well, it's very simple as to why I did that. If I were to go to another project, and we know if I hit Control N, then it brings up my create new timeline right here. And then we're just going to go with, we'll go with 5 video tracks and 2, I can't think, we'll go with 5, not 25, 5, enter, and that didn't work. So I'm going to Control Z that to see if that gets rid of that. It does not. I probably still have 2 timelines. I don't. So Control N, new timeline. I want 5 of these, and I want 2 of those. I don't want to use the project settings, so I'm going to hit this, and then go into format. 1920 by 1080 is fine. The general settings I don't mess with. Format's cool. I'm going to change the frame rate to 30 frames a second. Monitor don't change. Output don't change. And color don't change. I'll go ahead and hit create. And now I have 2 timelines. I can switch back and forth between timeline number 1 and timeline number 2. So let's say I have that. And instead of going media pool and going in here and it being blank, I can now go master, close this, and then thought I got rid of that, but I'm going to get rid of it. Let's see if it goes away. Now on timeline number 2, if I open this up and go to photo media, all my photo media eventually will be in there. Kind of cool. And then I can just drag them down here. Sure. Well, this is going extremely well. I should be able to drag these down here. I don't know why I can't. Okay, so I'm on the video. Why is this not letting me do this? All right, so we want to play hardball, do we? All right, so I can do that. I should be able to do the same thing in here. I should be able to grab this and drag it down like that. I'm not sure why I cannot, even though it's supposed to work, because I know I can grab this picture and bring it down. That worked. Unless I did it wrong putting it in there. I will explore that later and see, because I really do want to get this. What if I grab myself here? Now, whatever it is, I don't know. I honestly don't know. I just thought of this today. So timeline number 2, going to go back to timeline number 1. And then to get rid of timeline number 2, we highlight it, we backspace it, it removes it from the timeline, from the media. Yeah, that's fine. I don't want it. So that's cool. All right, back to what I was doing. I'll come back and figure that out at some point in time. Okay, what's next? I am concerned about the fact that I can't do anything. I could have done that a different way. I'm just so used to the old school way of highlighting and then moving it. You could actually highlight it, hold the Alt key, move it up, and it makes an exact copy of that. But it looks like it only made a copy of the media right here. I'm not seeing any of this media duplicated. So Control Z, Control Z. You highlight it, Alt, move it up, you make an exact duplicate of what you're doing. And I want to do that, but I'm just going to do it this way because I know it works. So now that's done. Now I'm going to go grab a media. I'm going to grab Jeff. I got to change that. I keep saying I'm going to change that, and I keep forgetting to change it. And now I'm going to close this. I'm going to shrink this down a little bit. I did that intentionally because I want to grab this and this. I want to go to edit, and I want to see if I can delete that gap. And I can't. Why can't I delete that gap? This is crazy. I can delete this gap. This works. It won't work because I believe I got part of the, no, I did. Even though I got part of the audio, it still deleted it. So now I wanted to delete, maybe I'm not getting enough of it. I don't know. Go to edit, delete gaps. Nope. Weird. Delete button. Delete button worked. That's crazy. So control, well, I'm back to that. So put it in there, highlight it, hit the backspace and or delete, and it'll get rid of it. It should still do this as well by going up here to edit and going to delete gaps. It's not working. You know what? This is a prime time to try something here. So I'm going to hit the Alt key and we'll move this over, make it a copy. And then I'm going to take this and I'm going to take my copy and I'm going to see if I can delete multiple gaps. Multiple gaps are I have 1 and I have 2, and I'm going to hold Alt and go ahead and make 1 more gap. Now I have 3. I'm going to off click on that. I'm going to center this about right there. I'm going to highlight from here all the way over to there. I'm going to go into edit. I'm going to go to delete gaps. And it got rid of the first one, but not the other 2. Now, is that because these are offset like that? I'm going to say, yeah, that would make sense. So we'll grab all of it. We'll hit the backspace key. Oh, that wasn't what we want to do because it deleted it. Control Z is your friend, remember. Control Z. Go to delete gaps in the edit. Nothing's highlighted, so we'll re-highlight it. Delete gaps. And there you go. So I guess when things are offset like this, unless you have to grab the entire thing and then go to edit and delete gaps. Nope. It can't be stutter stepped like that. It's got to be together like that, and that's fine. I'm cool with that. All right, so what's the point of this? Well, the point was to say, yes, thank you, Doug. It helped out, but the guy wasn't too good about explaining. You have to highlight it or mark it, whatever you want to call it, and it works just fine when you do. So back to the beginning, I want to go. I'll go over here and go back to the beginning. I got to work on that photo thing. So, excuse me. So I like this right here. I'm going to really like the adjustment clip because it will do whatever you want in there. And then I'm going to keep messing with that. Now, these are actually candid photos of me goofing around. I do make fun of myself. People may not believe that, but I make fun of myself. Mrs. K made a comment about, she said, you should pose and I'll take some picture. Well, my first thought was, no, I'm not going to pose, but okay, we'll take some pictures. And that's what we did. So now what I'm going to do is just mess around a little bit with some things here. That's pretty cool. I just now sitting here looking at this thought, what if I go in there and I reduce these down in their zooms? So is that going to cause any bad or good effect? I like the effect, because to me, if I can soften these edges a little bit and get rid of the squareness, it almost looks like it's infinite, I guess is how you say it. I don't know. So let's try something here. Let's Alt, drag this up. Alt, drag it up again. And then off click, we'll hit play. And there's only 3. Yeah, that makes sense. That does make sense. So I'm going to bring this down. We got the original, the second, the third. We have a copy. What if we bring the copy down, or up for that matter? Okay, I can't put that, I can't do with what I want to do with that, because I have already, I have 3 right now. I got the original and these 2. I want to mess with this one a little bit. There we go. There we go. And then let's go to this one and bring it over. Let's see if we can reduce it down and put it inside of this one. We can't. There are probably other ways of doing this. I just discovered this way just now, seriously, just now, and I like it. I like that. Now it's a little too long, obviously, at 15 seconds or whatever it is, and we can bring this down here. We can bring this down here, and I forgot to check the time, so I'm probably going to wrap this up. I don't have any idea. My intent was to try to do the whole Premiere without bringing this project into DaVinci and adding all the fantastic whiz-bang things that I usually add. So what I think I'll do now is actually bring all of this over to here. Yeah, a little bit of a gap in there for some reason. So let's bring that over and see if that got rid of the gap. Nope, there's still somewhat of a gap, and the gap is actually right there. That'll take care of that and that and that. And that should be all right. Yep, that's cool. Now, all right, I'm really gonna see, this may go into the ever popular and famous quote unquote Doug Betts overtime. So we'll see. I'd also like to know what you guys think of this camera up here in the upper right hand corner. And I don't have any way of identifying that, I don't think. Let me try something over here with the live draw. If I draw an arrow, no, that didn't work. So I'm gonna bring this back over here. Live draw. I want my pin to be yellow, so go back to general, go to live draw. If I draw an arrow right here, we all know how good I am at drawing arrows. That's terrible. So let's get rid of that. If I draw an arrow, I'm trying to draw this on DaVinci so that it shows up under the camera here. So I'm gonna draw an arrow right here. This box right here, I'm still a little bit off. So I'm going to delete that yet again. And I'm going to come down here and I'm going to draw the arrow right here. There we go. So I'm trying to highlight this box right here. And I'm trying to do that while in DaVinci for the results to show up on the recording in OBS. So what do you guys think of this picture in this half a box that I drew? Let me know in comments, let me know in an email, let me know in chat, since it's probably going to be your premiere. I'm going to get rid of that by, there's a sub menu right here. I showed this before. You have your main menu right here, then you got a sub menu, and if I hit delete, it goes away, and then if I uncheck it, it goes away. The spotlight does what it says. Oh, look, it's still doing the live draw. So delete, turn this off, close that, that goes away, click the spotlight, then you got the spotlight, which is horrible. And then you have the zoom. So we'll get that out of the way. All right, we'll wrap this up. I am going to go ahead and name this project temporarily, save the project. This is going to be, see, tomorrow's 1st, 2nd, July 3, 2023, ERP, premiere. And I'm going to save it. Now, why did I do that? I'll show you why I did that. Now, I'm going to open a project by coming down here to the house button. And I'm going to go to July 30th premiere, and there's two of them. One of them was the recording that I did to get to the one I did. I'm going to open the one I did. And I'm going to practice what I'm trying to preach and or teach. And that is simply this. I'm going to go to the media pool. I'm going to go to the text. I'm going to grab this essential text title and I'm going to drag it up here and see if it adds it. Sweet, I like that. I'm going to close the media pool and I'm going to go all the way to the end. I should have done this a different way. And I like all of this. I like the background. I like how we fade in. I like the text, and I absolutely love the music. But I want to get the text first, so I'm going to highlight the text. I'm going to open the media pool. I'm going to go to the text. I'm still on the text. I'm going to drag it in here, and hopefully those two texts made it as well. Now, as also, I'm going to close the media pool and see, I should have these in there, but I know I got mysterious things. I'll deal with that later because eventually, well, you know what? There's no because. Let's just do something. We'll go in here, right click, new bin, click on the bin, right click, rename the bin, and this is going to be called music. Enter. Open the bin. I'm going to grab this and drag it in there. And that should be the short version of this whole song because that's where I grabbed it from. And then I believe I would have to rename this. I think if I try to drag, oh, maybe not. Well, we'll see. That's the only reason I did that. I'm going to close the media pool. Okay. Oh, I don't want that. I sure don't want that. No, 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 no. I don't. That's okay. I'll show you how I'll rectify that problem. So I'm going to go to the beginning, go to the beginning, go to the beginning. It is the same. So I want to reopen this. I want to get rid of that. That's the audio of my big mouth talking. So I want to remove that. Yes. Now, if I bring this up here, it should be two separate clips because it's two separate links, and we're about to find out. So I've got everything I want. I'm going to go to the home button. I'm going to go to the July 3rd premiere. I'm going to open it up, and that's cool. It opens up. Temporarily close that to see if there's anything else I want to do, and there's not. I'm going to pause this for just 1 second. because I'm going to take a bite of my food Mrs. K brought in to me a minute ago. All right. She brought in a dish that she made. She called it the Forrest Gump. And I said, the Forrest Gump? What do you mean? She goes, it's got peas and carrots in it. It's really good. All right, so here we go. I am going to grab all of this right here, and I'm going to just slide it down to here. And the reason I've done that is now I'm going to go into the media pool. I'm going to go into text. I'm going to grab this essential text title and drag it down, and I'm going to hope and pray. Oh, it's there. Look, that is so cool. What a time saver this is. Now I'm going to experiment. This could really be some overtimeness right here. I'm going to see if I can't drag this out a little bit. No, I can't. It's set. Okay, that's cool. Does that also mean, oh, look, I've locked DaVinci up. I'm not going to be surprised if DaVinci bugs out, which will actually be good. It's not going to surprise me if DaVinci shuts down, and or I get a big box pop up here that says my GPU is full. That will not surprise me. It's not the first time that this has happened. Usually it doesn't take near this long for that to go away, but it is clearly locked up. So with that, I'm going to wrap it up, and I'm going to go ahead. I can do what I wanted to do. I think I can actually shoot this, record this. I'm not shooting anything. I think I can actually record this all in one swoop and not have to bring it in and add all my little gizmos once I get my little gizmos added. So I am going to come up here and see if I can close this, and I cannot. Nope, I can't. DaVinci Resolve is not responding. You might lose the information. No big deal. I'm going to go ahead and close the program. And they're sending it to Microsoft. So now I'm going to go ahead and try to reopen it down here in the task bar, whatever that's called, the manager tray. I don't know what it's called. The thing at the bottom of your screen where everything's at. It is opening up on my other monitor. And there it comes. We'll go ahead and open up July 3rd. See what kind of mess we got. It opened where it was supposed to. And there we go. That is there. I'm going to right click and I'm going to see, can I change the duration to 5 seconds? I can. Interesting. So what does that do? That's good. I'm going to leave it at 5 seconds. That's fine. Maybe I'm going to hit play kind of slow. And that's due to rendering. I think it'll render out all right. But that is fantastic. That seriously is so cool. The only thing I got to work on is when I go back over into the bins. Wow, you know what? I don't see sounds anywhere. Did I not create? I thought for sure I created, unless I created a sub in there. Maybe I didn't. I'll figure it out. But that is good. Because now I can go back over there and grab everything that I liked about that particular one, put it in the bin, and I'll be good to go. So, yeah. I'm going to go ahead and render this out. This will be the premiere that you're watching today on July 3rd, 2023. Thank you, everyone. Have a great evening. And as far as I know, Ken Live will be 9 o'clock tonight on Monday night. All right, thank you very much. I'm waving. I don't know. I can't see the camera, so cool.